Hi there, everyone, and welcome to week 9 of Holistic Movement with Rob. Yes, I thought I'd change the name to a more holistic approach because I realize that most of my classes are not just yoga. It's a very small percentage because I've realized over the years just taking from everything is way more applicable to our everyday life than just using yoga. And you can well tell if you've been watching previous weeks, you notice that a lot of this is functional movement patterns because I want to make this as functional as possible. So I thought we would start with this week's theme of stability. Stability is extremely important, especially if you don't have any, especially in the ankles, the knees, the hips, pretty much the whole body. And so I thought we'd start with a bridge, but a one-legged bridge. But we'll first go back to the basic. We'll review that one, and then we'll go into the one-legged bridge. And I'll probably repeat myself later. But if it's this position, the stability bridge, the one-legged bridge, if it's too difficult for you, always go back to the basics, get that down, and then try it again. Okay? So stability, let's go a little bit more into stability. Think about this, that any movement that we do, if you have no stability in one side of your body, how can your body move properly if it doesn't have the proper stability? I think it was Paul Chek who said that. Imagine you put a cannon in a canoe and you try to fire the cannon. It's impossible. So we need to offer that stability on one side of the body, and then you have that anchor, and then move the rest of the body with that anchor set in place. Okay? So I'm going to show you from this angle. Hopefully I'll get in for that other camera angle. That's why I'm now using two cameras. My feet are hip width apart. I'm going to lie back, and I'm going to make sure that my feet are not too far away, not too near to me. And that's why I'm wearing a sweatshirt, because it's so freaking cold here. Yes, Taiwan, even though it's an island, a subtropical island, it does get cold in the winter. So I'm going to implant with my big toes. I'm going to tuck my chin under, and remember the circumferential breathing. Let's start to activate that first. And then on the next inhale, and then the exhale, squeeze in, come on up. Let's connect the rib cage to the pelvis. Okay. Activate those big toes, activate those inner thighs. I'm relaxing the shoulders. I'm relaxing my jaw. And I'm connecting my butt to my hamstrings. Sending a signal of relaxation to my shoulders here as I'm engaging my abdominal region circumferentially. Pushing down with those big toes. Let's take 2 more breaths. Okay, let's come on down. Let's rest. Let's straighten the legs out. Relax here. And let your body fall and feel what muscles and what parts of the body, connective tissue, are being activated here. I'm going to shake a little bit because I'm a little bit cold. Hopefully you have central heating. Okay, next position. I'm going to roll over to my right-hand side. Come on up. I'm going to check my feet out again. Now, I'm going to show you from a few different angles. Okay, so I'm going to lie back. And let me talk you through this before we do it. So we're going to come up into the regular bridge. We're going to stabilize with both legs. Then we're going to activate the left leg a little bit more than the right, and we're going to lift the right leg up just for a few seconds and try to keep the pelvis level as we have the one leg up in the air. Okay? So I'm going to place my fingers right on my ASIS, and I'll put a little picture there to show you what the ASIS is, okay? But it's mainly the bony protrusion right in the front of your pelvis there, okay? And I'm going to keep that there. Let me adjust the mic, sorry. I'm going to come up into the bridge, all right? Place my fingers here just for reference, all right? And then what I'm going to do, as I'm tightening both butt cheeks and my inner thighs and I'm pushing my toes in the floor, I'm going to try to keep my pelvis level, and I'm going to raise my right foot up just for a tick and then drop it back. Then I'm going to stabilize with my right leg, and my right toes push on down. I'm going to bring my left leg up. Now, one hip is going to drop just a little bit. Maybe it'll drop a lot for you, and that's showing you something. That is showing you something, showing you that there's weakness in one side of your pelvis. There are the glutes and the abductors for one. So I lift up with the right, drop it, come on down. Lift with the left, drop it, come on down. Keep going. I'm going to switch to this so you can see me from this angle. Okay. I'm going to connect my rib cage to my pelvis. Lift up with the right foot. Come on down. Lift up with the left foot. Come on down. Notice which side is more challenging for you. As you lift that right foot up, maybe your pelvis drops a lot more, considerably more than the other side. If that's the case, that means you need to strengthen your deep lateral rotators, the piriformis, all those muscles, and the abductors a little bit more. If you're unsure how to do that, check out my course on www. Switching back and forth, keeping that pelvis level. I'm engaging my glutes, my glute maximus, for instance, as well, which goes past the gluteal fold down into the hamstrings. Now I'm going to drop my arms because I really don't need to do this because I feel like I've got pretty good stability on one leg. But what about you? And basically, this is essentially walking. It's like we're walking. Now, let's do one more. And then come on down slowly. Straighten the legs out. Let's rest here. Take a few breaths here. Now, if one of those legs was challenging for you, what does that mean? That means when you walk, you don't have much stability in one leg when you push off. Many other things. When you reach down and grab something, you don't have that stability. Sorry to scare you there, but it's time to turn on and strengthen those glutes and those deep lateral rotators and those abductors and those inner thighs and those big toes. Get what I'm saying? Holistically. Okay, we're going to roll over to our right hand side. Come on up again. I thought we'd move up to the neck. And in particular, the scalene muscles. And I'll put a graphic right there. The scalene muscles are the muscles that help stabilize the neck. We have the anterior, the middle, and the posterior scalenes. They connect the cervical spine down to your rib cage. They're responsible for the first 5% of inhalation. And so they raise the rib cage up. Now, what I've noticed in the years of working on people individually, body work, getting in there, the left side of the neck, the scalenes hold a lot more than the right. Why is that? Let me show you from this perspective so you can kind of see. Here's the mouse right here. Here's the stick shift. Here's the right-handed world that we live in. Me as a lefty, the left scalenes are even tighter because I use my left arm a little bit more than you righties out there. So what happens is when we use, let's just say, for instance, the computer, we tilt our head to the right. So neuromuscularly, what's going on with the nervous system? The nervous system has to stabilize the head. So it will try to keep the head level. And how does it do that? It tightens the left scalenes. So if you were to get in here and just feel the difference right above your collarbones here, and you probably feel a little bit, the tone is a little bit different on the left than it is on the right. So we're going to start with stretching the left side. So I'm going to drop my arms to the side here. You can stand up and do this. You don't have to do this squatting, especially if your knees are giving you problems. And I'm going to keep my shoulders level. I'm going to push my chin into the back of my head, and I'm going to tilt my head to the right, like that. I'm going to try to keep my mouth closed. Of course, I'm yapping to you. And I'm going to breathe into the left side of my neck. Letting this left shoulder drop. Let's do 2 more breaths. Slowly bring that head back to the center and take a breath there. Notice what you feel there, the difference between the left and right side of your neck. Now we're going to tilt the head to the right. Notice the difference here? Maybe it's not as difficult to tilt the head this way to the left than it is to the right. Let's do 1 more breath. Okay, let's bring the head back. Take a few breaths there. See what you notice here. Any sensation in your neck? Maybe your rib cage, your breathing may have changed. Maybe there's tension taken away from the back of your neck, your occipitals, because those scalenes pull your head forward. And so when we're able to stretch them, they're actually able to come back. Now, we were stretching the middle scalenes. Next week's episode, we'll go into the anterior and posterior, following episodes. Breathe into that, okay? When we lie on our back here and rest here for a second, okay? And feel that. See what you notice there. Now, maybe some emotions are coming up. What? Emotions? How are emotions coming up here, Rob? So emotions are stored within the physical body. There's a term in physics called transduction. Keep relaxing here, keep resting. Transduction means when a mechanical force is transformed into an electrochemical stimuli. I'll say that again. A mechanical force is transformed into electrochemical stimuli. Now, when you're younger and someone yells at you, anger has a frequency because everything's in particles and waves, yes? And so anger has a fast wavelength. When someone yells at you and you're not able to do anything about it, meaning you're not able to move, you keep your mouth shut because you want to maintain the relationship. And when you're an adult, let's say you have a boss who yells at you and you want to say something, but you can't, you stress your neck. I want to say something, but I can't. That emotion of wanting to talk back is stored within your body because for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. If that's not led outward, then your neck starts to tense. That happens numerous times, and you hold tension in your neck. We just release that tension. So maybe those past emotions, which were not able to be let out, are coming out. Let them happen. Observe them. You don't have to solve it. Stay with them. Okay, when you're ready, go ahead and bend your right knee. Push down on the floor, roll over to your left-hand side. Come on up. And I thought I'd continue on this exploration of stability with one leg, offering stability on the one leg, and then being able to move with that stability in different force vectors. So remember before in previous weeks, we were doing back lunges, right? We're doing this where we stabilize on that one leg, right? Resisting. So I thought we'd start with front I can't even pronounce the word front lunges. And so I'm going to back up just a little bit just to show you. And we're going to start with the left foot. Now, the first few times, please, you don't have to lunge that deeply. This is not about, I can get it, I can do it. Feel what it's like to do maybe 1/3 of what you normally do, and then work from there. Don't go so deep that where you, oh, and then your knee or your ankle just buckles under and you injure yourself. We do not want to injure ourselves here. We want to go as slowly as possible. Okay? With more force, what happens is you lose sensitivity. So let's pull back on the force a little bit. And I'm not talking about the Star Wars force. I'm talking about just too much power decreases sensitivity. So we're going to start with the left foot. And let me show you from the side view so you can see. My knee is going to go over my ankle. That's okay. And it's actually pretty good for your knee and your ankle to do this. Okay. So I'm going to come down. I'm just going to pretend like I'm grabbing something. But I'm going to try to keep my spine straight. Okay. If you want to come into flexion a little bit, you can, but it's not the ideal for your spine. So I just reach forward. Sorry, I lunge forward with my left foot. I make sure both feet are straight. I don't know if you can see this, but both feet are straight. And I just reach down like I'm grabbing something, a toy, maybe a child's toy. And this is how most people injure themselves. They're reaching down to grab something and they're, oh, my back. So let's train ourselves to do that so then when you do something like that, you don't injure yourself. Okay, so I'm just reaching down with both hands. I'll show you from this angle. Reach down, come back. Reach down, come back. And so I use my big toe, and when I come down, I push down. I offer that stability with my big toe to propel myself back up. Okay, push down with the right toe. But I'm also, all the tissues in my glutes, my hip, my whole hip here, and my femur are resisting, but also teaching them stability. And I'll show you the front view again. Reach down, come back up. Reach down, come back up. My shoulders are relaxed. And when you exhale, can you squeeze circumferentially? So I'm inhaling here. Exhale, squeeze in, offer that stability of the abdominal region. Let's do one more. You notice I kind of stumbled there a little bit. My mat is, yes, I'm offering excuses. There's a little bit of a ridge here, which is good though, because it's teaching my ankle to adapt to that uneven surface, which we want. Ideally, what you want to do is when you're done with this, go to a park, go to uneven surfaces and try it there. That's how you truly teach the body how to adapt to different force vectors. Okay, now we're going to lie down for a second and just rest and notice what you feel here. We're only going to take a few breaths here. I feel in my glutes. Okay, bend your right knee, roll over to your left-hand side. Come on up. Now, we just reach down. Now we're going to reach up. And so our spine is going to come up into extension. My arms may go out of frame here because I'm so freaking tall. Okay, so I'm going to back up right here. I'm going to come forward with my left foot, and I'm going to bring my arms up, and my spine comes into extension when I do this. And then I make sure that my left foot is straight when I come back. Reach up into extension. Reach up into extension. Reach up into extension. Remember, when I come forward, and I just almost stumbled there, I'm exhaling and engaging that abdominal region and my lower back, squeezing circumferentially. I'll show you that from the front. Left foot comes forward, extension. Right foot comes forward, extension. I'm going even slower because did you notice? It's kind of difficult for me on that left leg because I'm tired. I've been doing this all day and it's a little bit cold. so my muscles aren't that warm. My shoulders are relaxed. It's mainly my spine that's coming into extension. Let's just do one more. Utilizing that big toe. Okay, rest here. I just breathed out with my mouth, but I'm trying to use my nose. Okay, let your body fall. And try to relax here. Feel what's going on in your body. Okay, now bend the right knee again. Let's roll over to our left-hand side. We're going to come up. We're going to do another one-legged stability exercise. Okay, I'm going to face the wall. Hopefully you're going to see me from this other angle. I'm going to have my feet hip-width apart. Now, my left hand, but let's start with the right hand so you can see it here. My fingertips are here. I'm not going to place my whole hand here. Why? Because I don't want to rely on my shoulder to balance or for stability. I'm relying on my abductors, my glute med and my minimus to stabilize here. So I'm going to cup my hand like that, like the iron claw. And I'm going to bring my left leg out to the side. There is no weight upon this left leg. That's why I'm bringing the top of the toes on the floor. I'm not gripping here. Top of the toes. You see that? If I show you from this angle, boom, and you'll see in a second. And then what I'm going to do, pretend like there's a baseball or cricket ball, whatever ball is coming, and you're going to try to catch it like here, right underneath. And my rib cage goes into rotation to the right. My elbow is low. I don't want that elbow rising up high. And then I switch. Left hand here. Right hand out to the side, 45 degree. And then I bend this left knee. Keep this elbow low because I'm not tensing that shoulder. And then come back. Bend the right knee. The more you bend that right knee, the more the abductors and those hip flexors eccentrically load. There's actually, I take that back, the hip flexors are in a little bit of compression there. It's the adductors that are coming into extension. And then, this is a very complicated move. I took this from Chuck Wolf. I love this movement. I'm making sure my front foot is straight. We don't want it in external rotation. Right foot out to the side. And I'm rotating that rib cage. And when you rotate that rib cage more, I can feel the pull from the lats pulling on the sacrum as well. There's so much going on here. So slow down and feel. And at the end, if you want to close your eyes, please feel free to. And then again, I'm reaching, rotating, developing that abductor strength. Okay, and then come back. Let's rest. That's a doozy. Lie on your backs. Rest there. Take a few breaths. Sounds of the jungle. I wish you could hear these. These birds in the jungle are amazing, the sounds that they make. Keep resting, keep letting your body just fall. Okay, we're almost done. We're going to come up into an extension. What we're going to do, we've done the squatting extension before, right? We've done that in many classes. But now we're going to come up and do a standing back bend. Now, when you do this standing back bend, if you start to feel dizzy or you feel it's too difficult, challenging, stop. Come down and do the squatting one again, okay? I'm going to show you the side view. I'm going to place my palms right below my buttocks. Your arms may not be as long as mine, so they may only be able to touch the butt. I'm going to engage the front part of my body. I'm going to push my big toes down, engage my quads. And remember, I'm not letting my pelvis fall forward because then that adds compression to the lower back. We're trying to lengthen both sides, the front and the back, anteriorly and posteriorly, upward. I'm tucking the chin under, and then I'm pushing that chest forward. I'm engaging my quads, tightening my butt, pushing my chest forward, my sternum forward, and I'm opening that chest up as I tuck the chin under. And then I'm just breathing here. Pushing down with my big toes as the top of my head is just lengthening upward, creating space in my intervertebral discs of my spine. Let's do 3 more breaths. But come back anytime you feel it's too much for you. And then come on back. Let's rest. Let's lie on our backs. We're all done. Finishing with that extension. Okay, so now I'm going to fully let my whole body fall. I'm going to listen to the sounds of the birds in the jungle. If only David Attenborough were here talking about the wonderful boo-boo bird. Yes, and its mating ritual that dates back 500,000 years. Yes. Please let your whole body fall into the earth and its magma. See you next week, folks.